Hey guys, it's me. I'm back. I promised you that I would come back with another video letting you know why I took an absence. And I took an absence because I was tired. I hadn't been doing the videos for long for my channel, but it was just a buildup of some other things that were going on. So I did as much as I could when I could, but just like everyone else, you get tired from time to time, and you just have to take some time to be by yourself and just to regroup. And for me, it was a buildup over some time, even before I started doing the videos and things like that. I had just pretty much burned the candle at both ends and the middle, and it just got to a point where it was so much going on between between COVID and other stuff, and I was trying to continue to press my way and push my way on, and it just got to a point where I just had to, you know what, I can't. I gotta stop. I gotta stop for a minute and just get me together. And a lot of times people think because you have credentials or you have this or you have that, that you can just continue to just go. And that's not, no, that doesn't work, because you can't give on empty. It's like, I've said it before, it's like driving a car with no gas. You're either going to blow up the engine, and then what good is it? So I just got to a point where I had to be honest with myself that I was doing too much. One of the things that I was doing, and it wasn't bothering me, was even when I made masks for individuals, and I gave masks away. I did not sell the masks that I made because I just didn't, feel like, I need to. So much was going on with COVID. I didn't want to be adding, to someone else's financial situation. Not that my bank account is enormous, but it was just my way to bless somebody, to be able to give some masks away. And I did. I gave a lot away. At last check, I think I did over 500, and pretty much gave those away. And I still have some in case anybody needs any. They contact me and say, I need some masks. Okay, fine, you can have them. And I just wanted people to be safe, because and we still don't know. We're still going through the process of coming back. Granted, we're not going to come back the same. And for me, I knew that even with doing that, even though that was, and I call it good stress, I put a lot of stress on myself. I wanted to sew X amount a day, in between working. I wanted to get this amount done on the weekends, in between the other things that I had to do. But it had just got to a point where I just simply was saying, I can't. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I need to take a break. And just because I took a break from doing videos, that does not mean that, I still, as they say, got a clue and stopped and slowed down with everything, because I didn't, because life was continually going on. And then I was smack dab into dealing with my own feelings, dealing with grief. We've had family members and friends that have died during this time, and for us, and unfortunately, my family has been going through that for quite a while, quite a while now. And grief is a beast. It is a beast, because if you're in a situation where you're trying to handle a particular level of your grief, and then another one comes back on top of that, and knocks you back down, you're trying to regroup from all those things, and everything was just, pouring. And I'll be the first one to say, that, and speaking for myself, I can't speak for anyone else, is that it was taking a toll. It was taking a toll. I would cry some days, and some days I wouldn't, when no one knew. And it was just, even just trying to figure out, I'm beyond the whys. because of my faith. I'm beyond the wise because I believe in a higher power. I believe that God has a reason. And I have to trust him in whatever's going on around me and in my life. And that's just how I feel about it. Because if I didn't have that, I would be somewhere else. But because I grew up with, that type of faith, and learning, because I'm not saying that everything that happens that I'm just, okay, God, yeah, I'm good. I'm great. No, not absolutely not. I can go to him and say, Lord, I'm a little tired. People are dying all around me. I can go to him and say those things. He knows my heart. But I just wanted to be able to step back, take a breath, a break and a breath, to figure out my next move. And on top of that, my book, had come out, and I was trying to, maneuver that and get all these other things going. And I literally, when I tell you guys that I literally stopped everything, I stopped everything. I didn't do any writing for a period of time. I did not, I pretty much left social media, or the little, little outlets that I do have. I may have gone on to see, what was being written or something like that. But other than anything else, it was very limited, very limited. I'm, just by even doing my YouTube videos, for my channel, I still, have anxiety when I get ready to do these. But it was a well-needed break. It was well-needed. And I don't have millions of followers. My channel is just starting up. So I wanted to be able to be transparent and let you guys know that. And I've seen even ones that have millions of followers, they've had to, to take a break. And for me, a lot of times folks will tell me, oh, you're so strong, you're this, you've been through so much, you don't look like what you've been through, which is great and wonderful. But please understand that my strength is not something that's supernaturally always there. It's not. My strength comes from those times in my life, my weakest point. That's where my strength comes from, because I had to build from that. Being upset about certain things, being sad about certain things, not knowing, how to deal with those emotions, and feeling everything just come on you at one time. But I literally had to step back and say, you know what? No, this is not Dr. Danita. This is not, the professional. This is not, this is Danita. And Danita needs to step back, take a break, and regroup, and not be leery or weary or sad if people think that, I should have just stayed in the game. No, I didn't want to blow up. I didn't want to stroke out. I didn't want to get sick. Stress is terrible. Stress will attack your body in ways that you just simply don't understand. And that's what I went through. The stress was just, it was just getting to me. And I said, okay, let's just go backwards a little bit and see what we can do. And I just literally started looking at everything that I was doing. I said, okay. And now this is March now. We're in, November. And it took that amount of time. But I did not get to, as they say, I've had enough point until probably around August. And that's when I was like, I need to take some time, literally time off. Work, everything, life, off. And, me and my husband, we talked about it and everything. And, we agreed, because he's was also, running and doing this, doing that, burning the candle at both ends and in the middle. So we're both just all over the place, just going. I'm going from here doing what I got to do, because I'm not trying to be, out there, trying to make sure that, I stay well, he stays well, we're all, in this together. And I just got to the point, I also said, I'm going to take me some time off. And I did. Come September, I took off from work. I just did things that I just simply wanted to do. And I literally decided to do some serious self-care. And what I will tell anyone is that you don't need permission to do self-care. It's okay to say no to folks. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to say, look, I can't help you. You know, if you're calling me for prayer, you know, yeah, I don't mind praying for you. I'm going to do that. You know, but, you know, some folks just think that you're just so supernatural and you're just so strong that you can just do anything, and they will still continue to call you in spite of, you know, you going through your own thing. And I just got to, the amount of time that you took to call me, you and the good Lord could have had a conversation. You know, that's just the way I look at it. Because even though you have people in your life that are constantly doing things, they're constantly there that rock for you, you have to understand that these same folks go through, and they need to replenish. They need to, you know, refill. You know, they need to take that break. And it was the best thing that I could have done for myself, and I enjoyed every bit of it. You know, I took crazy pictures of my feet. You know, I gave myself a National Feet Day, but I wasn't going to take my feet anywhere that was going to cause them any more grief. You know, and you know, I just started to just look at things differently. I went back, you know, got me a little bit more education, as they say, got me some more certifications, you know, just to help me to understand some of the emotions, you know. So, you know, some people, they don't do it that way, but that's just the way I did. I just needed to be able to understand all that I was going through, all that I was feeling. And even now, that doesn't mean my journey is over. I'm still willing to learn. You know, I'm a big advocate on therapy. I'm a big advocate on mental health, you know, and we have to take care of this mind. You know, when you hear people say, you know, God, you know, keep me in my right mind, you better know what you're saying when you're feeling that, because there, you know, you have individuals out here where their mind is definitely being attacked. You know, whether it's Alzheimer's or whether it's some, you know, a mental health issue, whatever the case may be. I'm praying that God keeps me in my right mind. You know, with everything that's going on. And, you know, I took some time. I went to the beach. I didn't leave the room. You know, I looked at the waves on the beach. You know, I looked at the sunsets. You know, we had enough food where we didn't have to leave the room. You know, I had a air purifier in the room, you know, where it cleaned the air while we was there. I had everything that I needed. Wipes out the wazoo. You know, anything that we need to clean, we had it. And we just took that time, you know, and I just wanted to be able to do, as they say, sunsets and sunrises, and just look at God's masterpiece, you know, just sitting on the, you know, on the balcony, you know, of the hotel, just watching the waves crash. You know, and I sat there for hours just watching the waves and listening to the water and taking deep breaths with the salt air, and just, you know, just you know, being a part of the outdoors. And that's just not what I do, but I enjoyed it. And I ended up doing those things and watching, you know, the sunrises and the sunsets, and you know, just looking at the sky, you know, the sky. And I had an opportunity also to get with my sisters, my girls from college that I went with. I had a day where I spent with them, and it really helped all of us, because all of us were going through something, and I love them for life. It's that sisterhood, that connection that we formed, and that we don't have to talk to each other every single day, but we're there. We're a text away. We're a call away. Everybody understands that someone is going through something else. We try to give each other that support, and that's what we do. We recognize, the strength that we do have. We recognize our weaknesses as well. And we just sat together and we just talked and we laughed, and it was just one day that we just got together, and it was fabulous. I was like, okay, even the drive there was crazy. But it was just where it was out nowhere, and you could see the hills and the sky and the trees, and the air was so clean, but that's a part of self-care. And we're going to be talking more about self-care as well. But my body was telling me, either you listen or I'm going to put you in a position where you have no choice. And I learned a lot about myself. I took up drawing. I took up sketching. I did not know I could. Sister's a little dyslexic, so I don't see things the way people see them. But I enjoyed it. My sister is the one that draws. She can draw. And every time I drew something, I would show her, Reed, how does this look? How does this look? And she was like, oh my God, you're getting good. You're getting so good. But one thing for me that I learned about sketching and drawing is that you cannot focus on anything else but what you're drawing. Your mind is strictly on that sketch and that detail, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I've done some abstract art. That's what you see behind me. I didn't know I could do that either. But I love, you guys have heard me say I love colors. And me and my daughter-in-law were getting to, we have created an art studio in the garage. And we would get out there and we put some music on, and we just paint. And we just paint. Whatever we come up with, whatever we feel, and that's what it is. So now, that's what we do. And just to get our minds off of all the stuff that's going on. And self-care is so, so important. And we have to get into that part in our life where we can balance our professions, what we got going on at home, and take care of, as my mother would say, do you, boo. We got to get to that point because we are in a position and in a state right now where you pretty much don't have a choice. One thing that COVID has shown me is that one, life is short. And two, you have to take an opportunity to look at your life. And this is not a little sad sort of thing. No. It's just look at your life. What is it that you can do that's going to put a smile on your face? I always say cups of laughter. I need to have me some cups of laughter. During these 9 months, I didn't have that many cups of laughter. Even just here recently, no cups of laughter. But it comes at the most inopportune time, and I had a massive cup of laughter last night. With some females, and we laughed, and we need that. We need to break up, all this tension that we're holding inside, and address it. And that's what I decided to do. So that's why I've been gone, as addressing my issues, looking for tools, looking for things I can do, to help me in this path and in this journey. I've taken up yoga. In the morning when I get up, I do yoga. And I always do my morning meditations anyway. So that's just a part of what I do. So, I get down on the floor. I'm doing my downward dogs and my warrior poses. But I will tell you, the first time that I did yoga, and it was only for 10 minutes, I'm on the mat, and I don't know where it came from. I just start crying. We're not talking loud wailing. It's just water flowing from my eyes. It's just tears. And I was like, oh, what is this? I'm not sure what this is. But it was a release. It was a release of stuff. And I enjoy yoga. It's some poses I love because it feels great on my body. But that's, that's pretty much, what I've been doing. I am, working on my current book that's out. And, looking at things that I actually talked about. I've told you guys before, that book, Rest, that is me. That book is me. I think I do my best writing when I'm in the middle of something. And I learn from the situation, or I humble myself to the situation, because I know there's a lesson in there. I know it's something that I need to learn from it. How you can navigate the two when you're in the middle of it, that's a whole different story. But I look at it, okay, if this is happening to me, it's got to be a reason. What is it? What's the good? Where's the silver lining in it? And that's pretty much, what I've been doing. But for the most part, is looking for that peace, as they say, that peace of mind. But for me, I want to be able to rest in peace above ground. That's my goal. I want to be able to rest in peace above ground and understand that whatever my situations are, whatever it is that I'm going through, that I can still have peace in it. If it's things that I can't control, it is what it is. But for the most part, it was an eye-opening for me, because for one, I hadn't been on a vacation, and I've been in my industry for over almost 30 years, and I can't even tell you when there was a vacation. When I was out, it was because I was sick. So, no, but trust me, there is going to be more time for Danita. So Danita can get the rest that she needs, so Dr. Danita can do what she needs to do for the community. So, as I said, I count it all joy. I don't get upset, if people don't understand it, because it's me, it's my story. I can say no now with no problem. I can continue to take my days where I just don't feel like doing anything extra other than picking up my sketch pad, or picking up some paint and putting some colors together, playing something, doing some music. But I'm just learning how to compartmentalize those issues and those things that I've allowed pretty much to control me. So as at this point, it's called, I guess I'm taking my life back. But that's where I've been. I'm coming back slowly. And like I said, to talk about these things, to talk about how we can be better, how we can balance out our lives. We get this vessel, and that's what we do with it. It counts. And if you don't keep it up and take care of everything, all the parts of it, then you're no good to anyone else. So like I said, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. We're going to be doing some, of course, some laughing. We're going to be looking at, basically how to help you get to where you want to be as well. And like I said before, like, comment, subscribe to my newcomers. We welcome you. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you guys want to talk about or to cover. We will be doing some, we will be going live on some of these issues, so we can just talk, together. We're going to just break it all out and do what we got to do. So we're going to have some, it's going to be different than what we've done before. So it's going to be, a transition for me as well. But I want to be able to hear from you, literally hear from you, talk to you, and gather the information that we need. And if I don't know, I will find out for you and get it to you. But for the most part, That's my prayer for not just for me, but for you guys as well, is for you to find that peace, you know, to rest in peace above the ground that you're on, and understand that you will move through it. You will move through it. And then the goal is to be the rainbow in someone else's storm. I mean, even if it's your storm, be the rainbow in it. So on that note, I will talk to you guys soon. We will cover some good stuff. And I look forward to seeing you guys and hearing from you. And at the end of the day, remember, it's only one you. It's only one you. And you're worthy of taking care of yourself the best way you can and living your best life. And I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.